Rhea Ripley just issued the most brutal threat of 2026, and Jade Cargill might have just met her match. This backstage confrontation is insane. What's going on, Suplex Rumble family? Welcome back to the place for the most intense wrestling breakdowns on YouTube. If this is your first time here, do yourself a favor and smash that subscribe button right now because we're about to dissect one of the most heated confrontations in recent WWE history. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill just had a backstage encounter that has the entire wrestling world buzzing, and trust me when I tell you this is just the beginning of something explosive. Let's get into it. Alright, Suplex Rumble family, let me paint the picture for you because the atmosphere backstage at SmackDown was already thick with tension before these two powerhouses even crossed paths. Jade Cargill has been on an absolute tear since arriving in WWE. This woman is a physical specimen. She's strong, she's athletic, she's confident, and she's been backing up every single word she says. Jade has been calling herself that bitch for a reason, and she's been proving it week after week, match after match. But here's the thing: when you're at the top, when you're making waves, when you're that dominant, you're going to attract attention. And not just any attention, but the attention of someone who's been there, done that, and has the championship reigns to prove it. Enter Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator, the Nightmare, one of the most dominant women's champions in WWE history. Rhea has conquered everything put in front of her. She's held championship gold on multiple brands, she's main event premium live events, and she has absolutely zero tolerance for anyone questioning her spot at the top of the mountain. Now, according to reports and what we've pieced together from various sources, Jade was in the backstage area, conducting an interview, talking about her trajectory in WWE, discussing her accomplishments, and making it very clear that she sees herself as the future of the women's division. And that's when Rhea walked by. Oh, but she didn't just walk by, family, she stopped. Here's where things get spicy, Suplex Rumble family. Rhea Ripley interrupts the interview, steps right into Jade's personal space, and the energy immediately shifts. You can feel the temperature in the room drop. Both women are standing face to face, and neither one is backing down even an inch. Rhea, with that intense look in her eyes that we've all come to know, reportedly told Jade something along the lines of, "You think you're the future? I am the present, and I'll be the one who ends your future before it even starts." Wow! The audacity! The confidence! This is exactly what makes Rhea Ripley so captivating. She doesn't just talk, she promises violence, and she always delivers. But Jade Cargill? Oh, Jade didn't flinch. This woman has been competing at the highest levels across multiple promotions, and she's not intimidated by anyone. Jade fired back, standing her ground, making it crystal clear that Rhea's reputation doesn't scare her one bit. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Production staff and other wrestlers reportedly had to create space around them because nobody wanted to be caught in the crossfire if these two decided to throw hands right then and there. Rhea then delivered the knockout line, the threat that has everyone talking. She looked Jade dead in the eyes and said, "The Nightmare is coming for you, and when I'm done, you'll understand why everyone in this locker room respects me or fears me." Chills. Absolute chills, family. The stare down that followed was intense. Neither woman blinked, neither woman showed weakness, and you could tell that this confrontation wasn't just about words. This was personal, this was about dominance, this was about proving who truly deserves to be at the top. Now, let's add some context here, Suplex Rumble family, because this confrontation didn't happen in a vacuum. There's layers to this story. Rhea Ripley has been vocal about maintaining the standard in the women's division. She's talked in various interviews about how hard she's worked to elevate women's wrestling, how much pride she takes in her craft, and how she expects everyone around her to match that intensity and dedication. When someone like Jade Cargill comes in, and let's be honest, Jade came in with massive hype and immediate spotlight, it creates an interesting dynamic. Jade didn't have to climb the WWE ladder the traditional way. She came in as a big deal, and that can rub veterans the wrong way, especially veterans like Rhea who have earned every single accolade through blood, sweat, and tears. This isn't about jealousy, this is about respect and the pecking order. From Jade's perspective, she's proven herself across the wrestling landscape. She's a former champion, she's got the look, she's got the athleticism, and she's not about to bow down to anyone just because they've been in WWE longer. That confidence, that self-belief, is what makes Jade so special, but it's also what puts her directly in Rhea's crosshairs. There's also championship implications here, family. Both women are clearly positioned in the title picture, and everyone knows that at some point, their paths are going to collide in that squared circle. This backstage threat might just be foreshadowing for one of the biggest women's wrestling matches we'll see this year. Think about it: Rhea Ripley's aggressive, hard-hitting, submission-based style versus Jade Cargill's raw power and athleticism. That's a dream match. That's the kind of bout that could main event a premium live event. Suplex Rumble family, the wrestling world went absolutely crazy after this backstage encounter. Twitter, X was trending with both Rhea and Jade's names. Fans are divided, and I love it. Some fans are Team Ripley all the way, saying that Rhea's experience and proven track record make her the clear favorite. Others are firmly Team Jade, believing that fresh blood is exactly what the division needs and that Jade has all the tools to dethrone anyone, including the Nightmare. Wrestling analysts and content creators are already fantasy booking this match. People are discussing potential stipulations. Would this be a standard singles match, or does the intensity warrant something more brutal? Street fight? No disqualification? Last woman standing? The possibilities are endless. What I find most fascinating is how this confrontation has elevated both women. This is the beauty of great storytelling in professional wrestling. When two top-tier talents collide, everyone wins. The fans win because we get an incredible rivalry, the women win because they're getting spotlight and opportunity, and WWE wins because this kind of organic tension creates must-see television. Several current and former wrestlers have even weighed in on social media, with some posting cryptic messages like, "This is going to be war," and fire emojis. The locker room is watching, and everyone knows that when Rhea and Jade finally lock up, it's going to be special. Even some of the men on the roster have reportedly expressed interest in seeing this match, with one unnamed superstar allegedly saying backstage, "Those two might steal the whole show." So where do we go from here, Suplex Rumble family? Let's talk predictions and potential scenarios. Scenario 1: this confrontation leads to an immediate match on next week's SmackDown. Quick payoff, high intensity, and it gives both women a chance to prove themselves. However, I don't think WWE rushes this. There's too much money in building this slowly. Scenario 2: we get weeks of escalating tension. More backstage confrontations, maybe some interference in each other's matches, social media back and forth, until it all culminates at a major premium live event. This is my prediction, family. This rivalry deserves the big stage. Scenario 3: championship gets involved. If either woman is in a title match before they face each other, you know the other is going to show up and make an impact. That kind of storytelling writes itself. I also wouldn't be surprised if we see their respective allies get involved. Rhea has connections throughout the roster, and Jade has been building relationships as well. Could this become a larger faction war? The possibilities are exciting. Here's my bold prediction: Rhea Ripley vs Jade Cargill happens at one of the Big Four premium live events, possibly for a championship, and it absolutely tears the house down. These two women have the ability to put on a classic, and I believe WWE knows exactly how valuable this matchup is. The question isn't if they'll fight, it's when, and what will be on the line. Suplex Rumble family, what an incredible moment in women's wrestling. Rhea Ripley just put the entire division on notice, and Jade Cargill showed she's not backing down from anyone. This is the kind of rivalry that makes professional wrestling unmissable. We're going to be following this story closely right here on Suplex Rumble, and you better believe I'll be breaking down every single development, every confrontation, and eventually, that massive match when it happens. If you enjoyed this breakdown, show some love by hitting that like button. It helps the algorithm and lets me know you want more content covering the women's division. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're building something special here, and I don't want you to miss a single upload. Comment below with your predictions. Team Rhea or Team Jade? Who wins when these two finally clash? What stipulation should the match have? Let's discuss in the comments. I read every single one. For exclusive content, behind-the-scenes stuff, and live reactions, follow Suplex Rumble on all social media platforms. Links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, Suplex Rumble family. I'll see you in the next video where we continue covering the biggest stories in professional wrestling. Until then, stay passionate, stay engaged, and remember, in wrestling, anything can happen.